DRI was founded 25 years ago and was one of the first human rights organizations dedicated to the recognition and enforcement of disability rights as human rights.
We go in and we look at the people who are in the most difficult circumstances. And that means usually people who are segregated from society, children who are put in orphanages, adults who are put in social care homes, where horrendous abuses take place.
We've worked in over 25, 26 countries now. Because they have a disability, they are thought that their lives are not worthy of the basic human rights that you and I are afforded.
Whether future generations of kids who themselves are labeled with a disability or a mental illness, and they're told they can't be a part of society, they need to know they can and that we'll stand up for them and we'll protect them, is a very important message.
Before DRI, many human rights organizations spoke out about the improper detention of political dissidents in Soviet-era psychiatric hospitals, but these same human rights organizations overlooked the detention of people with disabilities.
This girl right here is 17 years old.
Her legs are completely atrophied and soiled in urine.
Well, they're not growing. It's failure.
Self-abuse, when children don't get enough touch and love and attention.
Over 25 years, DRI media campaigns have brought world attention to the lives of millions of children and adults living behind the closed doors of orphanages and institutions worldwide. DRI's work has been recognized for pioneering the field of international human rights advocacy for people with disabilities and bringing unprecedented international awareness to their concerns. According to the American Association of People with Disabilities, the adoption of the new United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities is in no small part due to DRI's role in promoting disability rights as human rights. As of today, 177 countries around the world have ratified the new convention. DRI has always been committed to helping people with disabilities and other human rights organizations work to bring about change in their own countries. As a result of DRI training, support, and collaboration with activists, new disability-run organizations have been established around the world. As a result of DRI advocacy, the UN Special Rapporteur on Torture declared for the first time that abuse of people with disabilities in the name of treatment could constitute nothing less than torture. DRI has brought the first cases before the Inter-American Commission to protect people with disabilities locked away in institutions in Paraguay, Mexico, Guatemala, and the United States. At an orphanage in Guatemala, 41 girls were burned to death after they protested their own abuse and trafficking. DRI brought the case that ordered not only protection, but community integration for survivors. DRI advocacy has influenced the use of millions of dollars and millions of euros in development funds from the United States, the EU, and other sources. Instead of using funds to support institutions, funds have been redirected to help children live with their families.
The world would be a better place without an orphanage in it. And no child should ever grow up in an orphanage. And it is our goal to make sure that that happens.
DRI is working for the day when all children can live and grow up with a family, and not in an orphanage, an institution, or a group home. We are at the forefront of establishing under international law that all children have a right to grow up with a family. Until the day comes when that right is fully protected, DRI will continue to stand up for the rights of millions of children and adults with disabilities around the world who are locked away. With our work and your continued support, they will be forgotten no more.